Morning everyone, Carol here from Carol's Crafty Ways. I hope you're all doing okay. Just a thank you to everyone for your comments, everyone for subscribing. I really do appreciate it. If you could continue to share so I can get the subscriptions up. I really would like to get to nearly 1,000 subscriptions if possible. So I would really appreciate it if you could continue to do that. But today, I'm on to Christmas. Can you believe it? The sun's shining and I'm on to Christmas. I bought this a while back. This is a Spellbinder. Sorry, I've cut the packaging down because I like them to fit inside my pouches that I use to store my dies. And I've not used it. And I've kind of sat and thought, what can I make with this? What can I do with it? So I thought, Christmas, I'm going to do something Christmassy with it. So I've got some ideas in my head and I'll show you what else I've sort of got out. I've got out my tree dies. These are the Sue Wilson ones. I had these quite a while back. And I'm going to use the tall one. Okay, now I've already cut some of those out and I've already prepared one of them because it needs to dry. So we're using the tall tree. So I'll get rid of those for the moment. I've got this little wreath die. So I'm thinking, I've already made a little wreath. I'm thinking I'm going to put a wreath. I'm not sure I'm happy with this one. So I may make another one of those. But I cannot remember. I'm really sorry. I can't remember where I got this from. So with the trees, just to tell you, I've cut this out of watercolour card. So I have cut the trees out of watercolour card, and like I said, I have prepped some. So I'm going to show you how to do that because we need drying time. And I've cut out all of these little leaves, and it's exactly the same technique for the leaves as it is for the trees. So I'll show you how we do that. And I've also cut out the bits and pieces to the door, but I am going to show you the bits that we use. And I've got my brickwork embossing folder. I couldn't think what it was called for a minute. My brickwork embossing folder. And I'm going to run a piece of pearlescent card through and then just give it a tint with some walnut stain distress ink. In fact, let me just reach for that now. Or vintage photo. It doesn't really matter which one you use. I'll probably use vintage photo. So we'll get that out. And then I've got a piece of mirror card that I've cut. I'm actually making a 5x7. So I have actually cut the piece of card that will go on the front of the card. And I'll just tell you what size I've cut that for the 5x7. So it's 12 centimetres by 17. In inches, that is 4 3/4 by 7 3/4. So we've already cut that out ready, but I want to show you how you cut out the door and we'll come back to that. So I did it in red because I kind of thought red is a really great colour for a door. So the bits that we need to cut out is we need the door. Okay, got some tape here, but we also need these little bits here because I want to cut those out. You don't have to. You can actually cut these out of white, but I'm just going to chop them out the door because I just think it might be easier. Because I want to do light behind it, but I'm not sure it'll work if I just don't cut those out, but we'll see. So I'm just lining those up, ready to go through. Okay. Then I want to cut this out. Okay. And I need to cut both of those out. So I had a bit of a play on the cutting earlier. And I didn't use the outline and it just cut into the card, silly me. So you do need both of those. Okay. Then this is the panel that goes on the front here. We need 2 of those. Just cut one out for now because I've already got one cut, or 2 cut, should I say. And then you need this bit, because this is the top of the door frame. I thought that was something to do with the bottom one. It was really fiddly, but quite enjoyable when you put it all together. Okay, so that's all we need to cut out in that colour. And then I need some white. And we need to cut the step out. Now this comes with a hello, but I'm not doing that because I'm doing Christmas. So we need to cut that out. And then there's a front bit. And if you look on the front, it's that bit there. And I'm actually going to cut it out in white and I'm going to colour it in black, just for ease. You've got your letterbox, but we're going to come back to that in a minute. Okay, so I'm just going to run these through the machine so you can see what it's like when it's done. And then I can show you what you do next. I think I told you. If I didn't, I'll tell you again. The make of this die is a Spellbinders one. I don't know how long it's been out. I just saw it and thought, love that. You can make like welcome to your new home, and it cuts out amazingly, look. And these would stick on there. Okay, so let's just get all these pieces off here. I can get rid of that. These bits I don't think we need. Okay. So we'll pop these to one side. This we need, and we need the bits out of it. But as I said, I have got another one, but chop all the bits out of that. Let's get rid of that. Door panel. Then we need these little windows, and we need these again. Okay, I'm just going to pop these dies back on here now so that we don't lose them. We need this, so we need the letterbox and these windows next. Put these to one side. Okay. Pop these back. I always like to pop them back so that. Okay. And I've got some mirror card here. So I am going to cut this out of mirror card. I'm going to cut my letterbox. And then I'm going to do these little windows. So we need to stick these down. Do one at a time because they are fiddly. And this needs to be placed central in the middle. When you've got that central, just whack a piece of tape on it. This one. Put it down at the bottom. Right, I'm gonna get my sidekick. Cut these from the sidekick for ease. Let's can go back. That one can go back. That one can go back. Okay, let's bring the sidekick in. Little plates. I might have to do them separate. So let me just, I don't think it's long enough. Doesn't want to cut. There we go. Goodness. Let's try it this way. Put the plates right. Right, I'm going to put them through the other one. I don't know why that's playing up. Let's just put them through the big one. Messing about with that. I'm really not getting on with the sidekicks. I'm not. If somebody can tell me if I'm doing something wrong, then please do. But I'm just not getting on with them. Okay, that's all the cutting done anyway. Okay. Then what we're left with is these little gold outer windows, which I think are great. But I'm going to pop these back on now. And we've got this half moon that can go back on there. And I'm just going to move this die out of the way. Oh, my letterbox and my door knob. Pop those over there. That can go back on there. And I'll just tidy up. Okay, so I'm now going to put my piece of pearl biscuit colour. I don't know, is it, don't know if it's antique gold, but it's a goldy colour. I mean, you can use card, you can use white card. I just thought I like the idea of putting it through. Just want it to be straight. Get rid of that bottom plate. And we'll pop this through. Oh, I love that look. That's amazing. Pleased with that. And then I'm going to put the door on the front of it with the trees. So let's pop this to one side because I'm just now going to show you how to do the trees. As I said, I have done some, but I wanted them to dry. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I've got 3 green. These are watercolour blending brushes by Sentimental Yours. I've got 3 different coloured greens. Okay, and all I'm going to do is put some of this onto my blending mat. Bit of water, and I'm literally going to colour. To get a bigger brush, I'm literally just going to colour the back. Nothing clever about this, nothing at all. This is watercolour card, as I said. Then I'm going to take the pen itself and I'm just going to come in, put some colour on it. I'll take the next colour down. And just put some colour on it. Brush. Then I'll take the darker colour. And then just keep using the colours till you're kind of happy that you've got the blend that you want. This does cut out little bits, but I've purposely left all those tiny bits in the die because I didn't want it to cut through. And you'll see why in a moment. And when you're happy with that, you can, I've got a brown as well to do the trunk. You can just pop that to one side. I like to let it dry on its own rather than set it dry, just because I think you get nice brighter colours. That might be me, but... And then for these little bits I've already cut out, again, I've done exactly the same technique and left them to dry. So we'll just pop them out of the way. They're all dry. Whether I'll use them all, I don't know. Then what I've done is I have put some snow on, and for that I have used Dr. Martens Bleed Proof White. And I'll just show you. I'm just taking it straight from the pot. So I've already done that one. And I'm literally just going across the top of the branches with a very, very narrow brush. And it's bleed proof, so the green will not come through. Because I've used watercolour pens, normally when something's wet it bleeds, but this will not bleed. Just go across the top. Then inside where this should have cut out, I am just going in with some of this white paint. And that is it for my trees. Now I'm going to see if I've got some small gems. So I've got some silver gems. I'll put a few of these on the tree for some just one or two. Some on this one. Gone quiet now, haven't I? Putting gems on. That's enough. I don't want to go overboard. Put them to one side. Okay, so that's all the bits of foliage done. Put that to one side. So with this, just trying to work out which side to use. It's just started raining. I think I'm going to use I'm going to use that side. You can use whatever side you want. There's no right or wrong way, I don't think, but I want to catch. Yeah, I want to darken it up. So I'm just using Vintage Photo. Now it does take a little bit longer to dry. On pearl card, but it will dry. So, okay. Then if I get my piece of mirror card, don't know what I've done with that. We'll just get another piece. I probably used it for cutting. And I just want a tiny border around it, so I'm just going to glue that down now. And then we can start building up the door. I really want the tiniest of borders. So we'll just let that stick down there, put that to one side. Okay, so I'm bringing all my bits in now for my doors. And remember I said we've got this strip that we need to colour it black. Well, I'm literally just going to use my Sharpie. You can cut it out of black if you want. I just think it's just as easy to use a Sharpie. And I'll just go around the edge. Gosh, it's really, really heavy. Pop that to one side. What I did do as well is I cut some of these out in white because I want to colour them a very pale yellow. So you can see like the light coming in. Not that one, that's fluorescent. Gosh. Ugh. Try this one. I'm not sure I like this yellow either. Just try it. Yeah, it's okay when it's in. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little piece of white card so that can go over the back of it. And I guess you could just colour that in, but I'm just going to pop these then into there. And then these going on the top. So I'm just going to get my precision glue. Sorry, I don't think you can see. Right, so I've just put a piece of card on the back, and then I've coloured those white ones in yellow. Now I'm going to pop these in. Looks like we're going to have a storm. It's dreadful weather for June. Okay, then the doorknob will go on just here. My letterbox, poke this little end bit out, go on the centre. Just centralise that. I just think it's really cute, all the tiny teeny bits you get with it. This is then going to stick onto the back of here. Now this black bit actually goes, let me move across, this black bit actually goes onto the bottom of this white step. So I shall glue that on. That's going to go underneath there, you see, when we mount it. That will go. This then goes on top of here, and that goes on top of there. Those bits we don't need. Now these, I'm just going to get a very, very narrow piece of foam tape, and I'm just going to put these on a bit of foam tape to just give them a bit of a lift. So these, if you remember, I said are the panels. Which literally fit inside. Get it on straight. Like that. Another piece of foam tape. Okay. As I said, you can do welcome to your new home. Christmas, I think it's quite versatile. That's going on there. Okay, so that's the door made up. We can pop those bits to one side. And then I'm going to take my brickwork, just trim this down. So I just want the narrowest of borders, just so it's not. I'm just going to get a card. Five by 7. And that just fits on there nicely with a little border. So let's get that stuck on. Get rid of this piece of paper. Okay, and that's the front of the card done. So now we're going to seat our door on the front of this card. So I'm going to start by popping a step down. And pop it in the centre. I'm laying it flat, I'm not putting it on foam tape. Pop this on the top. This just goes on here. Then this bit goes on top of there. just trim that down a bit because there's a bit of the gold. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to take the trees that we did earlier and we're going to pop those either side of the door. Just going to glue them down. Get this one on and then I'll and pop one just here. Just going to turn that over. Okay. Then with this foliage, I'm going to place it around the top, but first of all I want to pop a Christmas sentiment on. So I've actually got some Christmas sentiments here. May your days... I'm going to put the sentiment in this corner. So I want one that's just good. That one will be fine. And I'm going to do it on a piece of this card, this pearl card with what I've got out. My nocturne over here. It does stamp onto this, but it does take a while to dry onto pearl card, but okay. The stamps are from Penny Black, Christmas stamps. There's one in there which I absolutely adore, which is May your Christmas be wrapped in happiness and tied with love. I think that's amazing. Okay, but it was too big for this. Okay. I'm going to try and cut this down without smudging. I want to cut it quite close because there isn't a lot of space. So that's going to go in that top corner there. Get rid of these bits. Okay. And then with these, I'm just going to add a bit of glue and just tunnel them. In various different directions. You do get a flower with it as well, but I just thought for Christmas flowers not what I want. My fingers are too sticky. Put this little one just coming out of there like that. And I think that's enough. Right, I shall put this sentiment on a bit of foam tape. I'll raise the sentiment, I think. And that is it. Now, we have got the wreath. Where did I pop the wreath? She says, we have got this wreath. And my thinking was that the wreath would go on there. I'm not sure I was that happy with it, but I might make another one of those. And the wreath would then go on there. And I think that's just a fantastic Christmas card. I may put some other coloured diamantes on. I need to go in my stash and find some really small ones. But I'm not going to do that at the minute. But that's it. So you've got your Sue Wilson tree dies. They've been around a long time. And the rest is just brickwork, embossing folder, and the Spellbinders front door. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.